The U.S. Sun has obtained first photos of Mike days after the passing of his beloved friend and longtime co-star, Frank Fritz. Frank passed away on September 30th.
In the ever-changing landscape of reality TV, friendships are often put to the test, leaving fans wondering what lies beneath the surface. Now, at 60, Mike Wolfe has finally chosen to confirm the rumors that have circulated since Frank Fritz's death. But what truths are hidden behind his words? What secrets does their friendship hold? Join us as we tell you the revelations that might just change everything we thought we knew about their bond. The seeds of a legendary partnership. In the heart of Iowa, two young boys were destined to become lifelong friends and partners in a quest for treasures hidden in the unlikeliest of places. Mike Wolfe, filled with curiosity and a passion for exploration, spent his childhood rummaging through discarded items, looking for unique finds in thrift shops and yard sales. He delighted in uncovering vintage toys, old signs, and any relics that spoke of history and nostalgia. At the same time, Frank Fritz was sharpening his skills at coast-to-coast hardware, developing an eye for vintage memorabilia and a deep appreciation for craftsmanship. While their paths were different, the seeds of a remarkable partnership were being sown. Their story began in the late 1990s when mutual friends introduced them. The chemistry between Mike and Frank was instant. They discovered that they shared a common passion for antiques and collectibles, igniting a friendship that would become a cornerstone of their lives. They complemented each other perfectly, with Mike's keen eye for potential finds and Frank's expertise in assessing their worth. As their friendship blossomed, they began to embark on adventures together, exploring the backroads of Iowa and beyond in search of unique items.
And he was willing to take the time to school a couple corn cobs from Iowa.
Each outing became an exciting expedition filled with the thrill of discovery. They visited flea markets, barn sales, and estate sales, turning these excursions into cherished memories. With every find, they celebrated their successes, sharing stories and laughter as they unearthed hidden treasures that held stories from the past.
This was a place to celebrate his success.
Over the years, their relationship evolved into a partnership that transcended mere friendship. The thrill of the hunt fueled their passion for antiques. Together, they transformed their love for picking into a business, setting up their antique shop, Frank's Finds, where they showcased their incredible discoveries. As they explored new locations, they encountered countless fascinating individuals who shared their own stories and experiences. Every visit to a new site added depth to their understanding of history, and they loved hearing the tales behind the objects they found.
Oh, man, look at that.
Was it fate or sheer determination that turned their humble beginnings into a nationwide phenomenon? Come with us to know. Rising to television fame. As Mike Wolfe embarked on his journey in the world of picking, he felt a strong desire to share his passion with a wider audience. Armed with a handheld camera, he began capturing the thrill of his adventures, uncovering forgotten treasures and revealing the unique stories behind them. Each video offered a glimpse into the heart of picking, celebrating the joy of discovery and the charm of America's hidden history.
Whoa!
That's fairly normal procedure.
That's a normal procedure around here?
Mike was convinced that viewers would love to see the treasures tucked away in attics, barns, and garages, all waiting to be rediscovered. But Mike encountered numerous obstacles in his quest. Many production companies struggled to grasp the appeal of a show centered around antiques and the art of picking, often dismissing it as too niche. They failed to see the excitement and history tied to the items Mike and his partner, Frank Fritz, uncovered. Yet Mike remained undeterred, determined to create a show that reflected their genuine experiences. In 2009, after years of persistence, the History Channel recognized Mike's vision and took a chance on American Pickers. This marked a pivotal moment, bringing Mike and Frank's adventures into homes across America. When American Pickers premiered, it exceeded all expectations, attracting over 3 million viewers. The show's unique mix of adventure and history captivated audiences, setting a new standard for reality television. People tuned in not just for the antiques, but for the stories behind them and the deepening friendship between Mike and Frank. As the series progressed, the duo's ability to connect with the narratives behind each item distinguished American Pickers in a crowded reality TV market. The series not only entertained but educated viewers about the significance of the items they discovered, inspiring many to value the past. It became a celebration of American history and culture, showcasing the rich stories within forgotten treasures. But as their fame grew, so did the demands of television. The nature of their adventures began to shift. What started as authentic treasure hunts evolved into more organized productions, with pre-planned elements that often overshadowed the spontaneity that characterized their earlier outings. The increased crew size and strict shooting schedules altered the dynamics of their picking trips. Coordination among producers, camera operators, and various staff members became essential to ensure each episode ran smoothly. While this structure was beneficial for producing high-quality content, it sometimes dampened the excitement of the hunt. Fans began to notice this change, expressing nostalgia for the earlier seasons, where every find felt like a real discovery. In navigating these changes, Mike and Frank faced the challenge of balancing their genuine selves with their on-screen personas. The pressure to deliver entertaining moments often led to stress and fatigue.
I was very focused on my show, the idea of the show. I was very inquisitive with the production company.
As they managed the expectations of being television personalities while striving to remain true to their passion for picking. Even with these challenges, Mike and Frank were committed to maintaining the spirit of their adventures. They worked hard to incorporate elements of authenticity into the show, creating memorable moments that resonated with fans. They often reflected on their early days, drawing comfort from their friendship and the shared excitement of their pursuits. What happens when the pursuit of growth begins to pull two lifelong partners in different directions? Let us tell you. A partnership at the crossroads. His claim to fame is picking through other people's trash to discover treasures people didn't even realize they owned. What started out as a passion at 6 years old has grown into an international brand, largely thanks to his unique approach to antiques and collectibles. Mike Wolfe has turned his childhood fascination into a thriving business. He built 2 retail shops called Antique Archaeology, located in Nashville and LeClaire, Iowa, where he sells the vintage finds he and his team discover on their adventures. Along with these shops, he has launched an American-made clothing line, 2 Lanes, and authored a children's book titled Kid Pickers: How to Turn Junk into Treasure. Each of these ventures reflects his dedication to sharing his love of collecting and his belief that everyone can find value in the past. In spite of his recent success, Mike's life wasn't always a smooth ride. He was raised by a single mother who struggled to make ends meet while raising 3 children. Mike often had to navigate the challenges of a tough upbringing, which instilled in him the resourcefulness and drive that have become hallmarks of his personality. My dad left when I was 2. I really didn't know him too well. I remember my mom struggling, but she always had a real strong work ethic. She was the biggest example to me of what life should be like, Wolfe shared in an interview on C-Suite TV. This strong influence shaped Mike into the businessman he is today. Growing up, he faced bullying because of his small stature, which led him to seek solace in collecting. His passion not only became a coping mechanism, but also laid the foundation for his future endeavors. "I've been fortunate as an adult to get through everything just from passion," he noted. In his hit series American Pickers, Mike and Frank Fritz travel the back roads of America in search of what they call rusty gold. They explore garages, barns, and estate sales, uncovering vintage, antique, and obscure items that many people have long overlooked. "There is a lot of stuff out there. We are a society of stuff," Wolfe stated, emphasizing the vastness of hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Many people find the word antique intimidating and hesitate to sell items they no longer want because they don't understand their value. "A lot of people want to sell things, but they don't want to sell them because they don't understand the value," he explained. He believes that many people have items in their homes that could fund their retirement without even realizing it. Mike emphasizes the importance of viewing collections as investments, regardless of their initial cost. Even if you're buying something for $5, $10, $20, after doing that for 40 years, all of a sudden you have tens of thousands of dollars invested, and you're hoping that they go up in some way, he said. This perspective encourages collectors to look beyond the monetary value of their items and consider the memories and stories associated with them. His passions extend beyond just collecting. Mike is also committed to restoring historical buildings and preserving America's vanishing landscape. He has been actively involved in restoring old properties, like the Joe Johnston Building in Nashville, a historic structure that he hopes will contribute to the revitalization of the neighborhood. If we don't care about these places, these moments in time, they are going to be gone, which is scary to me, he expressed. In recent years, Mike has shifted his focus to family, stating that his daughter, Charlie, is his most precious treasure. After years of building his career, he is ready to spend more time with her and explore new stories to tell. As he reflects on his journey, he acknowledges the importance of family and the desire to continue sharing the stories behind the treasures he discovers. Could the pressures of fame and personal battles unravel even the strongest bonds? Stay with us to know the hidden struggles. Behind the cheerful adventures of American pickers, Frank Fritz faced struggles that few knew about. While he brought joy to millions on screen, his off-screen life was filled with challenges that fame couldn't fix. Frank's most visible battle was with Crohn's disease, a painful and unpredictable condition that drained his energy and made it hard for him to keep up with the long hours of filming and traveling. Every flare-up left him in intense pain, but Frank often pushed through it, not wanting to disappoint the team or the fans. But the physical pain was only part of his struggle. Frank also felt a growing sense of isolation. As the show gained more popularity, his partnership with Mike Wolfe started to feel one-sided. While their camaraderie was once strong, the pressures of fame began to create a divide between them. Frank sensed that Mike was taking on more responsibilities, and he worried that he was becoming a burden. This feeling of inadequacy weighed heavily on him, exacerbating his already fragile emotional state. Adding to his challenges were personal losses. The death of his father was a heartbreaking blow that left Frank grieving deeply. His father had been his rock and source of encouragement, and losing him meant confronting an overwhelming void. Yet with the demanding schedule of the show, Frank had little time to process his loss. He often reminisced about the memories they shared, wishing he could have had more time to say goodbye. Frank Fritz's struggles extended beyond his health and family losses. He also dealt with deep emotional scars from a turbulent childhood marked by neglect and instability. These experiences fostered feelings of unworthiness and abandonment, affecting his adult relationships and making it hard for him to trust others. As he faced the pressures of fame, he battled feelings of inadequacy and fear of failure. To cope with his physical pain and emotional stress, Frank turned to alcohol and prescription medication, which only worsened his situation and hindered his focus on health and career. In spite of friends noticing his struggles, Frank's reluctance to share left them feeling helpless. In March 2020, Frank made his final appearance on American Pickers. Officially, he stepped away due to his health, but there were deeper reasons behind his departure. Away from the cameras, Frank entered rehabilitation, beginning a tough journey to confront his addiction and find healing. The decision to seek help marked a pivotal moment in his life, offering him a chance to reclaim his identity beyond the show and his struggles. Rehabilitation marked a turning point for Frank, allowing him to reflect on his life and choices. He recognized the loneliness he felt during his fame and the challenges of seeking help. After years of hiding his struggles, he began to confront both his addiction and the emotional wounds from his past that had been neglected. But how the trials of personal struggles and a sudden health crisis ultimately bring two friends back together? The last chapter. Amid the struggles with Frank Fritz's health and emotional well-being, he faced a growing sense of isolation, feeling distanced from those around him. Even with his many battles, Frank's determination to find joy in the simple things in life remained a hallmark of his character. Even as he encountered new obstacles, Mike Wolfe responded with quiet support. In spite of the growing distance between them in recent years, Mike reached out privately, offering both comfort and help. The stroke served as a painful reminder of the bond they had shared over decades of friendship. The days following Frank's stroke were filled with uncertainty. His recovery was slow, and he faced significant challenges in regaining mobility and speech. Yet even in this vulnerable state, Frank showed a resilience that had always been a part of his character. He had been knocked down before, but he never gave up without a fight. Mike, who had been publicly silent about their strained relationship, began to express his feelings more openly. In a heartfelt social media post, he asked fans to keep Frank in their thoughts and prayers. "I hope and pray for the very best and wish for his recovery," Mike wrote. a rare glimpse into the deep emotions he had for his friend. In private, Mike's actions spoke louder than words. He visited Frank during his recovery, and those moments were filled with raw emotion. The two men, who had once shared a bond as thick as family, now found themselves reflecting on the twists and turns that had brought them to this point. The reconciliation wasn't immediate or easy. Years of misunderstandings and hurt feelings lingered between them, but the stroke forced both men to confront the fragility of life and the importance of their relationship. Slowly, through quiet conversations and shared memories, they began to rebuild the bridge that had once connected them, realizing that the shared history was worth preserving. Frank's final days were a mix of reflection and reconnection. Surrounded by those who cared for him, he found moments of peace and gratitude. In their last conversations, the focus wasn't on the fame they had shared or the success of American Pickers. Instead, it was about the simple joys of their years together. The laughter during long road trips, the excitement of a rare find, and the countless stories they had collected along the way, which now took on even greater significance. Frank's journey ended quietly, but the legacy he left behind was anything but small. His contributions to American Pickers and the lives he touched through the show will forever be remembered. His story serves as a reminder of the importance of friendship, resilience, and the human spirit in the face of life's challenges. In the wake of Frank's heartbreaking struggles and the toll they took on their friendship, how did Mike's reflections bring forth the deeper truths of their shared journey? Mike Wolfe finally breaks his silence. After years of speculation and rumors, Mike Wolfe opened up about his relationship with Frank Fritz and the untold truths that surrounded their journey. Frank's passing in 2024 marked a turning point, prompting Mike to address topics he had long kept private. In his reflections, Mike revealed the complexities of their bond, the challenges they faced, and the legacy he hopes to preserve in Frank's honor. Mike confirmed that while the two had drifted apart professionally in recent years, their friendship remained a cornerstone of their shared history. "Frank and I started this journey together," Mike stated. "Even when life took us in different directions, the respect and connection we built over decades never disappeared." Mike candidly discussed the health struggles that impacted Frank's later years, emphasizing the toll they took on his former co-star. Frank's battles with physical ailments and personal challenges created barriers that were difficult to overcome. "It wasn't easy watching someone you care about face those challenges," Mike shared. "Frank was a fighter, but sometimes the battles are bigger than any of us." The truth behind their separation, Mike explained, stemmed from a mix of creative differences and Frank's need to step away for health reasons. While fans speculated about feuds, Mike clarified that their decisions were based on practical considerations rather than animosity. It's easy for people to assume conflict, but it wasn't like that. Frank needed time to heal, and the show had to keep moving forward. It was a hard decision for everyone involved. Setting the record straight about their friendship, Mike dispelled long-standing rumors of a feud. He acknowledged that their relationship, like any long-term partnership, had its ups and downs. However, the foundation of mutual respect and shared memories always remained intact. Frank was more than just a co-star. He was a brother in this crazy journey we took together. That bond doesn't just disappear. Mike has taken steps to honor Frank's legacy, ensuring his contributions to American Pickers and the world of antiques are remembered. By sharing heartfelt stories and preserving Frank's impact on the show, Mike hopes to keep his memory alive for fans and collectors alike. Through his reflections, Mike Wolfe offers a powerful reminder that behind the cameras and headlines lies a story of friendship, resilience, and a shared love for the treasures of the past. And that's how Mike Wolfe finally addressed the rumors after Frank Fritz's passing. Could their friendship have taken a different path?
I mean, our show's all about characters. It's about the history of the people and their interaction with their stuff.
Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to click the on-screen cards for more captivating stories about your favorite reality stars. Thanks for watching.